come once again to discuss things.
Take a good look. This is who we are. What we've become. A city of scars. We stand in witness, but refuse to feel. Afraid to hear the truth of what is real.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I'm Sid Part 2. Joining me today, once again, is Rasco, aka Squatch Gang, aka Squampus, aka something or other.
What up?
Yeah. So what are we talking about today as we continue our series on fan films?
Today we're talking about a very well-known fan film called Batman City of Scars.
Indeed we are, and if you didn't know that, then I guess, why did you click on the title of this video, and, we even played the City of Scars music in the intro, so you should have caught on by now. I'm really disappointed in you viewers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what made you want to pick this one, Raska?
This fan film I've seen a whole lot of times just because, it's Batman City of Scars. Everybody knows Batman City of Scars. In the fan film online community, I guess. It's a really well-known fan film, and I don't know, just eventually we would have to get to this one, so I just decided to go ahead and pick it.
Yeah, and it's weird because I'd seen other stuff from these guys before that I like quite a bit more. I really love parts of Batman City of Scars, but this is one of the few where I'm like, the story just doesn't add up for me at all.
Yeah, Batman City of Scars is one of those fan films where, on a technical level, pretty much it's entirely past, the difficulties of making a believable fan film. It's got the technical aspects locked down. It looks great, and it's one of the better, more professional-looking fan films that's around, I guess. But I think that, yeah, I agree. The story is where it really, I don't want to say, drags, but it is.
It just doesn't add up, and it's really anticlimactic.
Yeah,
for
it's way too ambitious of a story. Well, the ideas of the story are way too ambitious for the story itself, I think.
Unpack that a little for me. So,
this is, the Batman. How this film takes itself is it's the Batman story to end all Batman stories. That's how it's building itself up the entire movie. It's the Joker, his plan, I guess, is to, he's gonna get Batman to finally kill him. But we can talk about that because even that's really strangely conveyed in this one line of dialogue that doesn't really work well. But it's building it up as this is the Batman story where all the huge existential questions that revolve around Batman, we're finally going to give you, an answer to. Not the answer, but we're going to give you, Joker's going to die, and Batman's going to, he's going to make this big moral choice to kill or not to kill, but it doesn't really revolve around that for the most part in the beginning of the story. You don't get to that, but you're building up all these, ideas, but it's just this really small-scale story about Batman goes to Scarface, and then he goes and he finds the Joker, and then the Joker gets killed. And it's this really, really, run-of-the-mill detective story of, go here to find information. You found information, now you know what's going on, now go stop what's going on. And, that's the story.
It is, and that really bothers me about this. I just I remember the hype surrounding this, and, the segmented bat symbol was really cool. A friend of mine actually has a tattoo of that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so I remember all the hype surrounding this, and, I just feel like they wasted it. A lot of this just, I can see where all the money went, but I can't help but feel like it went to the wrong places. The story, it lacks ambition in a way. It's weird because the ideas seem really ambitious, but the way they're trying to convey the story lacks ambition. Like it's the ultimate story of the Joker and Batman fighting each other.
Yeah.
And I guess I have a little bit more invested in this version of the Joker because I've seen their other fan film, Patient J, who I really, really like that one. And it's the same actor and everything. I have a little more investment in this on that side of things, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel like it earns killing off the Joker.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the biggest issue is that it's this, you could, like, replace Joker with, like, almost any Batman character, and on an idea level and, like, an emotional level, it carries the same impact of, like, who gets killed at the end. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like I say, it's weird for me, because I really like this studio, I guess you'd call it, stuff. They do some really great, fan films. And they've moved on and started doing, superpower beatdowns and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly enjoying those to one extent or another, but just watching this, I'm like, what were you... I guess they've done better stories. And there's a lot of stuff here that I think it all builds in, and it seems like it's a well-told story. But the more you think about it, the less sense it all makes. It's one of those things where I guess it's trying to trick you into thinking it's smarter than it really is.
Oh, it is, sure. I mean, I guess if we look at just like the very beginning of this with the zebra line, the zebra setup thing of like, the zebra has escaped to a feast on the blood of the lion. Okay, so that's one, that is very, very strange when you get to later on in the fan film. And Cap points this out. I don't know if you ever watched, if you've ever seen Cap's Superhero Rewind on this.
Yeah.
But he points out that there's that line that any English professor would, like, circle if you turn this in, like, the script into them. Like, any English professor would circle this line and be like, hey, you need to specify here, because there's that line where the Joker goes, like, he's talking to the little kid, and he's talking about the zebras and the lion. He's like, and the zebra, one day, one of the zebras challenged the lion, and he bit his head off. And, like, that he bit his head off you don't know who he's talking about. And it completely changes the metaphor depending on who he is in that sentence. He bit his head off. Because if it's the zebra challenged the lion and the lion bit the zebra's head off, that kind of makes sense with the ending of this film, because it looks like the Joker is trying to force Batman into a predicament there at the fair where he wants him to kill him, and it's like, you challenge the lion, and the lion bit the zebra's head off. He killed the Joker finally. Like, that's what it seems like based off that line. Or you can interpret that line to be, the zebra bit off the lion's head. And that makes sense with the quote on the wall at the beginning, but that doesn't make sense with what Joker's plan is by the end.
Yeah, because... No, actually, that makes more sense with what Joker's plan is, where he's going to just trick Batman into going to save a kid and apparently blowing up. But it doesn't make sense with Joker's quote at the beginning, so... Like, part of me wants to give them credit and go, maybe they're trying to leave it ambiguous and putting that kind of double pronoun thing in there, or no, triple pronoun thing in there on purpose. But at the same time, I'm not sure how much I could give them credit for that.
Yeah, see, and I'm reluctant to give them credit because I think that the script is the weaker aspect of this film, like, regardless. And some of the dialogue is good. Some of the dialogue, like, I love just the Batman line of, move. He just, like, walks up, move. Like, that's just hilarious. But then, like, sometimes they overwrite the Joker. Like, I like the guy who plays the Joker for the most part. He's got a couple lines that are, like, great, like just like the Bomb Pops line, these are my favorite. He sounds like Freddy Krueger there, and it's hilarious. Mm-hmm. That's a great line. I don't like, and I feel like this is in the script, and if it is his performance, then okay, but I think this is in the script. They do these things where, like, after Joker has finished killing the boy's father and he's walking back to the ice cream truck, he's like, fun! Oh, great time! He's like talking and saying just fun, like that's just generic crazy Joker dialogue. Like, ooh, fun, I'm having fun! Like I don't like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't mind that kind of stuff. I always like that he's having a good time, but they are doing a lot of the Hamill stuff in here too, where he's not. Well, that's the other thing. This is a very Hamill-inspired Joker, and that Joker did not want Batman to kill him at any point, except in Arkham City, I guess. I don't know. A lot of this, I want to give him credit. I want to love it, but this is a story where I watched this fan film for the first time, and I've been looking forward to it when they announced it for a couple months and stuff. And I watched it for the first time. I was like, I don't know, it looked really good, but I don't really understand what happened. And a lot of it isn't memorable. Like, if I hadn't watched this again today, I could have told you here's what I could have told you about City of Scars. There's the segmented bat symbol. Batman, is wearing the, more comic book costume. Joker doesn't wear purple, and he mimes pissing on a guy, and a kid kills the Joker at the end. That's seriously all that stuck with me. And I don't know, a lot of fan films just stick with me better than that. Sometimes I think fan films do a better job of telling a story than sometimes actual films do.
Yeah.
And
the Punisher fan film, that one, the Dirty Laundry one, that's an ambiguous fan film. Like, that is there's so much in that left up to your interpretation, but it doesn't feel like out of incompetence. And I don't want to, incompetence is a little bit too harsh, but, some of the things in this, I don't think that they realize how strange and, counterintuitive they are and how confusing some of the things that they do in this are. When they establish the themes of this and, what Joker is trying to accomplish, there's so many things that are really counterintuitive to that and make you confused, wait, why would he do that, though?
And I mean, part of that is it's the Joker. It's supposed to be weird.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to make sense, but I don't know, the way they play this, it seems like it's supposed to, and I'm just not getting it. Then Batman has that whole monologue at the end, and I got that he was like, oh, well, it's, it's me that killed the Joker just now. It was me as a child. And I'm Batman. That's my only answer to what I would have done in his shoes. And I'm like, okay, I get it. You feel guilty for not killing the Joker. We've done this before. This is weird for me, because this one is one of the most competently made fan films. Production values are off the charts. But I'm always just left, when it's this good in every other aspect, I do have to focus more on the story, and it just doesn't add up. I feel like there's a chunk of this movie missing.
Yeah, and also, can I say, they don't use their time very wisely. That whole fight in the club, that is such a, overextended scene for no reason, of oh, that girl, she owes me money. Hey, give me my money. Where's my money at? And then, goes up and, I don't know. And that, and then, this whole fight breaks out, and Batman stops the fight. But, you didn't need that, did you? You could have literally cut out the whole fight sequence, had Batman still confront Scarface, and then, added another step to Batman figuring out the mystery.
That, or you could have just started that whole thing with the guy pushing the girl to the ground without, the bartender stepping in at all. And you could have had that fight sequence and it would have been trimmed,
Mm-hmm.
I really don't like a lot of what goes on here. It feels like the bolts need to be tightened. And it just... Yeah, I don't like this fan film very much, which is disappointing because I like a lot of their other stuff so much more. And so when I heard that they were doing this, I was really excited for it because I'd watched Batman Legends and Patient J, and I really enjoy those fan films, and we'll talk about at least Patient J in the future. But yeah, just watching this, I'm like, it feels like they put too much into the presentation and not enough into the story.
Yeah, which sucks because it's very much like it's like the kind of Batman movie that hasn't been made yet that would be awesome to see on screen, which is like Detective Batman.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, he's not very much of a detective though. And that's what's so irritating about it is it's like this whole like, what's Joker's plan, blah blah blah, and then like literally the detective work is going to find Scarface, and then going to find Joker.
Yeah, and Harley too.
Oh yeah, Harley's in there too. So
yeah, it's a series of interrogation scenes. There's no detective.
Yeah, like it doesn't, and that's really that's bugging. But also like Joker choosing the little boy, like keeping this little boy alive and killing his parents. That sounds really convenient, unless he knows that Bruce Wayne's Batman.
Yeah, that's another problem with it. It's just, I almost feel like we should stop talking about the story, because I just can't think of anything in this story that I really, really like. There's some elements that I like. I kind of like the idea of, Batman failing, because the whole point of Batman's mission has always been to make sure that what happened to him as a child never happens to anyone else. And so I like the idea that he fails at specifically that. But everything else about it just doesn't work for me. And that makes me sad. Because like I say, I think that this team has done a lot better work. And it's kind of disappointing to not really see that all come together.
Yeah. I think that maybe this was just the wrong story to try to tell also because I'm not sure because the Killing Joke, but like when you to tell a story like this, such its own disconnected Batman little story that clearly takes place in a Batman universe that's had a history and a continuity that we just haven't seen, and then you do the big Joker is killed at the end. It's strange because it doesn't. It's like the climax to a show that we've never seen.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I would love a Batman TV series that looked like this. Like, this looks fucking awesome. I would love a Batman TV series like this. But this is just, it feels like they were like trying to make a great fan film, and they went to like the most obvious source of like high stakes Batman storytelling, which is Batman and the Joker trying to finally get Batman to kill him. Like that's, like if you were sitting down with your friends, I can imagine that a group of people might, in a sort of foolhardy way, decide like, oh, we're going to make a great Batman fan film. Here's what it's going to be about. The Joker and Batman, of course, because like that's, everyone wants to see that. Like, but like, this would have been a much better fan film had it not tried to be this like huge definitive event in Batman's career. And if it had just been like Batman going on a mission to find like the Riddler or something like that, and like make that fan film and do it with this production quality, and don't try to make it seem like it's the definitive ending to the Batman Joker relationship. Like that's why
that's really it, isn't it? If it had just been another chapter in Batman's life, and it had been an original story though, but it had just been another chapter in kind of the quintessential Batman that we have nowadays.
Yeah.
That would have worked so much better.
Yeah.
It just would have felt more natural at that point. It just would have felt like another chapter, and it could function as like as like a pilot or an episode of a Batman series in that way.
Yeah.
As opposed to this like big climactic thing that I mean, it's not that you couldn't do that big climactic story well. I mean, they had the carnival setting and everything to do it with.
Yeah.
It's just that doing it that way set up stakes that they just didn't deliver on, and it's not a production value issue like it normally is with fan films.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is an over-ambitious film and what it's trying to achieve visually and stuff. I think they just tried to tell a story that they didn't have the story for.
Yeah, and it's kind of strange because the Green Lantern fan film maybe has like literally the opposite problem of this, where like that worked in that it was kind of just doing like a chapter in Green Lantern's life, and they just didn't have the production quality to tell that like ending like fight on screen. They didn't have the ability to really produce like a fight scene there that looks great that you could like watch and not laugh at. But like the opposite, where like if it had gone with a more, which may seem, you know, like, I don't want to say, like, superfluous, but, like, a smaller, more, like, intimate, like, character story with Batman that's not, like, this huge finality. Like, there's such a sense of, like, finality to this fan film, I guess.
It's not even that they... It's not overambition in that they wanted to do things that they couldn't pull off. It's overambition in that they wanted to write something that they just don't have the skill for, I guess. Or, I don't even know, because I think they do. That they are, whoever's working on this team, I think that they've done good quality writing before. I don't know who the scripter was for Patient J. But just that this story, it just doesn't feel like they knew what to tell here. It feels like they knew what they wanted to tell, but they didn't know how to do it.
Yeah, it feels. Yeah, it is. The only thing I mean by like ambitious is I mean like it seems like they were really trying to tell like the greatest Batman story ever in a lot of ways, just because like how it, especially with the ending monologue. That's what really kind of bugs me about it the most, I guess, is that it tries to like go on this like self-analysis of itself in the movie, and
I think that might just be a side effect of Nolan. I think like everybody's been doing that with Batman lately, and I think it's all a side effect of Nolan.
That is probably 100% true, and that is probably 100% true. And what's strange about that is that only happens in one Batman movie, correct? Like, it happens in The Dark Knight Rises somewhat because people are just having a conversation that trails over the ending, like scenes that are like montaged together. But it's not like a necessarily ending monologue. And then like with Commissioner Gordon in The Dark Knight, it is kind of like a monologue, but like technically it's a conversation. It's the way it's edited that makes it look like it's this like montage with a monologue over it. When in reality,
well, no, I mean, I think that's in all of the Nolan Batman films to one extent or another.
But
just
it's not though it's not in Batman Begins.
Well, no, I just mean characters talking about what it is that they're doing and what the implications of what they're doing are.
Yeah, and why it's different is though like those characters are talking to other people when they're doing that, when they're saying those things. And then it plays it over.
This is done as like a journal entry.
Yeah, this is like Rorschach's journal. Like, and it's Batman, and that's why it's a little bit different, because it's like literally Batman self-analyzing what's happening, and it just kind of takes away, and it's weird because it doesn't really give you a much solider, solid picture.
I don't know if I can really harp on him for that, because I mean, have you read a Batman comic?
Yeah.
Since Frank Miller? You know, it's all over the place. It's always like that in Batman comics, where he's always self-analyzing every single detail. And thinking about the long-term implications. I'm just talking about Batman on film. Batman self-analyzing seems to be a Nolan effect.
Yeah, that is probably true. Just because how awesome the ending of The Dark Knight is, just like just thematically, like on a theatrical level, that ending feels so like emotionally charged. And so, like, people try to capture that.
The Hans Zimmerman score right as the title pops up and everything. It's all fantastic. So I can't blame people for trying to do that. But, yeah, just, like, everything about how this... I almost want to take and dub this movie and change the story somehow doing that.
Do, like, a Topher Grace, like, Phantom... You know, like, Topher Grace apparently did, like, his own cut of the Phantom Menace.
Did he, like, dub it?
I don't know. Like, I haven't seen it, but apparently he's, like, notorious on the internet because he has, like, his own cut of the Phantom Menace that he's made that's, like, edited around, and I think it may be, like, I don't know, like, just, I don't know what that, I've never seen it.
I'll watch it. Yeah, just kind of like that. I don't think I'd, like, I might cut some stuff out here or there, but I don't know, I just think that there's enough quality of film here and there's so much of just Batman sitting there not talking that I feel you could almost just dub over everything. And just, if you get it right, it could work. You could do it as a dub, and you could just keep, like, I think the only line I'd keep is that kid at the end saying, "Why didn't you save my parents?" It's the only line I really, really like in this, too. That and Bomb Pops. Bomb Pops.
That line, I like it, but I don't like the way that kid delivers that line. It's really weird to me. I don't know, it feels so weird.
Child actor in fan film. Come on.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of the things, it just sticks out in my mind because it's so funny. It's like, I didn't just save my parents. He's just like, I imagine Batman just like starting to laugh about how a kid said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just so much of this. This is one of my least favorite fan films, to be honest. Of all the fan films I've seen, this is one of my least favorite. Like, as far as, like, good quality, because, I mean, there are plenty of fan films that I've watched about 2 minutes of and clicked away, But of all the fan films I've sat there and watched all the way through, and all the fan films we've talked about, this is one of the bottom ones for me. I really don't care for this one.
Damn!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Throwing it down. Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to talk about with it?
Do you want to, like, talk about, any of the other actors, like, that we didn't mention? Like, were there any other, like, notable actors, I guess?
I've seen this guy play the Joker before, and I think he does a pretty good job. This is his weakest performance as the Joker. I've seen this guy play Batman before, and he does kind of an okay job. Actually, this is probably his best job he did playing Batman, just because he has the most time here. What else? The Harley actress, I think she's really good at being creepy, but I don't think that's Harley Quinn's character. And then, what else? The guy that plays Wesker in Scarface did a pretty good job.
He did, but his dialogue, it was way too, like, trying to set up it was in one scene they were trying to, like, fully convey the relationship between Scarface and with Scarface, I mean, and so, like, he has Batman, like, takes him off and he's, like, gonna cut his head off, and I like that part, but then, like, after when Batman leaves, the guy's like, "Oh, Mr. Scarface, I'm sorry, it's gonna hurt you." I'm just like, that's really, like, overridden. I don't know.
Gotcha. No, I didn't feel that way about it. No, I most of the actors I think are okay in this. I'm just so let down by the story of it. It kind of, it doesn't ruin the rest of it for me, but it does, like, hurt it big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and do a rating. You go first. I gotta think of something.
Okay. I will give this fan film 3 out of 5 Bomb Pops.
Damn it, you stole the one.
Those are my favorite.
Man, I wanted to give it a lower score because of how much the story lets me down, but I'm gonna do higher just because of how damn good the production value and the costuming and everything is. I guess the thing is, the story is, like, normally I don't care too much about the story in a film. I can appreciate something on a visual level if the story is just okay. This, I think the story is legitimately bad. So, that being said, Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with the 3, and that is almost all on visuals. If the visuals were just okay, I'd give it a 2. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 bang guns. Guns with the bang flag, whatever. Anyway. That'll do it for this episode. I'm sorry if you really like this fan film. I just don't. So, thanks for sticking with us, everyone. Next week, we're going to be talking about a Dragon Ball Z fan film. It's called Dragon Ball Z: The Fall of Men, Official, by Black Smoke Films. 17 million views, 261,000 likes, 14,000 dislikes. So, yeah. Should be interesting. And Rasco, you're not a Dragon Ball Z fan, huh?
Nope.
Okay, well, we'll see how this goes. It'll just be me explaining the lore for like half an hour. And that's it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Alright, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye. Oh, wait, shit. No. Everyone, thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Philosopher.
I'm the Squampus.
And we are your geeky gentlemen. And we will be discussing things.